Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos. She stepped into the public eye again this week, under a wave of speculation and intrigue. Just hours before the world learned of her separation, Loughlin was seen in a moment that's now fueling endless headlines, an embrace with a former co-star. The embrace came after dinner in West Hollywood, outside the Bird Streets Club. Loughlin and actor James Tupper were photographed chatting and hugging as they lingered outside the venue. That very same evening or shortly thereafter, news broke. Loughlin and her husband, Massimo Giannulli, are now living apart and taking a break from their nearly 28-year marriage. Now, a single photo can rewrite narratives. The optics here are potent. Public and media attention tends to zero in on moments like this, especially when whispers of trouble in a long marriage are already in the air. So what do we really know? And what remains speculation? First, the embrace. It wasn't some dramatic or clandestine affection, but a hug, captured just as she and Tupper were leaving. The timing is why it matters. It occurred mere hours before the split announcement. That alignment has led to rampant speculation. Is this hug innocuous? A comforting gesture between old friends? Or is it evidence of deeper emotional shifts? Loughlin's team quickly responded with a familiar line in celebrity PR. She and Tupper are longtime friends, having worked together on multiple great American family projects. Their history includes the Hallmark-style films Fall into Winter and Blessings of Christmas, released in 2023. If you've followed the Hallmark/Great American Family circuit, you know how often close bonds and on-screen chemistry get conflated with off-screen sentiment. If we step beyond the images, other signs have been gathering over time. Earlier in the year, for instance, the couple put their Hidden Hills mansion on the market for $16.50 million. They had originally purchased it in 2020 for around $9.5 million, so the sale added fuel to speculation that something was shifting behind closed doors. Critics and fans alike will try to read into that embrace for clues about emotional states, intentions, and motives. But there are a few important caveats. Publicists rush to frame the moment as harmless. No legal divorce filings have been made so far. And despite nearly 3 decades together, the couple has largely avoided airing personal struggles in public. Still, we're left with a question many are asking. Could this embrace be a hint of what's to come? Or is it merely a snapshot, a coincidence of timing, blown up by media focus? Let's parse some possible interpretations. One possibility. This was exactly what her team says, a gesture between old friends, nothing more. Two people who have spent time together on set, know each other's moves, and can lean into moments of warmth without romantic connotation. In the entertainment world, the line between on-set closeness and off-set reality is often blurred. Chemistry is built in projects, and that sometimes carries over casually into personal interactions. Another possibility, emotional support. In difficult transitions, people often turn to trusted confidants. If Loughlin sensed tension or uncertainty in her marriage, leaning into a familiar friendship, especially one in her professional sphere, might have felt natural. That hug, then, could reflect a moment of vulnerability, reaching out to someone she trusts, perhaps to be seen, comforted, or understood. A more speculative angle. This hug could mark the beginning of a shift in relationships. The public tends to latch onto these moments as evidence of romantic change, especially in high-profile separations. The timing invites narrative. The night before the split becomes symbolic, reinterpreted as foreshadowing. But it's important to remember, narrative is not evidence. One thing is certain. The embrace moment has become part of the story, and that story will continue to evolve. We've seen before how split announcements, reconciliations, and relationship shifts play out in the public space. We should expect more images, more statements, potentially new developments. Meanwhile, the separation statement itself was carefully calibrated. Loughlin's rep confirmed the pair are living apart and taking a break, but emphasized that no divorce legal proceedings have begun. That phrasing leaves the door open. This could be a temporary break, a long break, or a step toward a more permanent split. It gives room for adjustment, for retraction, or for further movement. Psychologically, the public will often fill gaps in certainty with conjecture. When fans see images, They build narratives. The embrace becomes a clue, not just an isolated moment. But the boundaries between what's public and what's private are fluid, especially in celebrity marriages. We see that time and again. The greater visibility invites scrutiny, but also invites assumptions. Let's circle back to the main claim. Loughlin spotted hugging former co-star hours before announcing split from husband. It's technically accurate. She was seen hugging James Tupper, and shortly after, the separation became public. But cause, correlation, and motive are not stated in the headline. It leaves space for interpretation, and the public is already stepping into that space. From a narrative crafting perspective, this is a goldmine. It's emotional. It's visual. It baits curiosity. People want to know, was this the final straw? Was this the new start? Who is involved? Is this a friendship or something deeper? The timing gives that narrative weight. Loughlin or her team reiterate, strictly friendship. A controlled message to calm speculation, distancing personal emotion from public assumptions. More images, more sightings, perhaps additional sources or insiders. If another co-star or friend is now part of the public narrative, the focus will sharpen. The break remains temporary. Or perhaps new personal relationships come into view. Sometimes public splits evolve into renewed partnerships or new romantic connections surface. Whichever direction this goes, that hug will be reinterpreted, amplified, and reframed. It's now part of the visual archive of this moment. If there's one lesson we can draw about celebrity relationships, in the glare of public scrutiny, private gestures become public signposts. A hug, a dinner, a shared glance, they all get recontextualized. And the person in the middle must manage both the emotional reality and the narrative impact. So as these next few weeks unfold, watch for follow-ups, additional sightings, statements from Loughlin or Janelli, interviews with close associates. See how that embrace moment is re-edited into the larger story. In the end, we may never know the full emotional truth behind that hug. But we do know this. In celebrity life, timing can be everything. And even an ordinary human gesture, a hug between friends, can become a turning point in a narrative that's playing out in real time. Come back to our channel for all your updates. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.